Hi, Devanjana.
Hi.
Greetings for this very special day, the International Women's Day. So today is the right day to have a conversation, to engage in and share our ideas about gender and science diplomacy. We've seen that most of our problems are increasingly become transnational and they have scientific underpinnings in some way or the other. So I guess international cooperation in science, technology, and innovation have assumed far greater importance today. And I guess with the science diplomacy evolving as an effective tool in tackling these problems, I guess our conversation would be posing certain questions today, and we would try and answer certain questions today.
Certainly, Sneha. Indeed, today is a great day to initiate such a conversation on women and science diplomacy. Of late, we have seen an increased attention on women in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, both among academicians as well as policymakers. But still, not too many girls are and women are in STEM. They are held back by biases and social norms, which influence their education they receive and also the subjects they choose to pursue. So they are particularly underrepresented in STEM education and STEM careers. I was just checking a few data, and it's only 35% of STEM students in higher education globally are women. And in India, about 40% of STEM graduates are women, which is high, but still. But women share in STEM jobs, it's in India, it's just 14%. So there is uh, this imbalance, and the picture has to change.
True. I think similarly, the concerns over lower representation in diplomacy has also increased. There are now studies on global trends in women representation in diplomacy, negotiation, and mediation. Women continue, in a way, to remain underrepresented in senior diplomatic or negotiation positions. Even we see fewer women in international organization and institutions as well. About 85%, I think, are ambassadors who are men. So there are female ambassadors, and I guess it's not uniform across all countries. I think Nordic countries sends the most women, and Asia is the least.
Yes, there is disparity, and but of late, various ministries of foreign affairs across the world, they are taking active steps to strengthen women representation and women's rights. The Nordic countries, for example, have mobilized and launched a women's network of Nordic coordinators and mediators in cooperation with women from Global South to make more women mediators and peacemakers visible. So, but in most nations, the members are still very limited. And if we look at India, not many women are serving as head of Indian missions in other countries. So it has to improve.
Yeah, even if we take United Nations, they have only appointed their first ever female mediator, Mary Robinson, in 2013. So the question is, why is this underrepresentation there?
And how this is changing and can change further. So
True. I think the literature there is, we are asking pertinent questions. There is a lot of literature and attention going into discussing gender in diplomatic history, the nature of institutions, the nature of diplomacy norms, are they, if they are gendered or not. uh, Things, I think, have started to change. We are rethinking diplomacy. I think we need more women representation at the negotiation tables and peace talks.
yes, yes. And for this, we need coordinated efforts of both governments, legislators, regional bodies, and academia for sure. to foster gender equality. So it has to be a coordinated effort.
Yeah, I can't agree more on that. We certainly need more women in policy deliberations on senior advisory or diplomatic positions for a more gender inclusive diplomacy or even policies relating to it. All these are interconnected in some way. If we have more women in high ranking policy deliberation levels, they'll have more say in policy making, and we'll
Yes.
have policies that would enable gender parity in all fields. We need a critical mass.
Yes, critical mass is necessary because it can be an objective, having a critical mass. The need of the hour is to address gender inequality and bring more equality in international agreements for both, which would foster both research and innovation. So, with the emerging challenges of climate change and from the recent pandemic, this has become all the more very important and need of the hour.
Yeah, I think since science diplomacy is evolving, uh, certainly greater inclusion of women in science diplomacy policy will have rippling effects in all spheres. It will catalyze more women in science and technology, and I think will enable an ecosystem that is conducive to such policies that will enable greater gender parity in all spheres. I think science diplomacy can enhance or streamline our efforts towards Goal 5 of SDGs. Since science diplomacy is seen as an effective tool for SDGs, if we actually focus on gender Goal 5, that is achieving gender equality and empowering all women and girls, uh, that would be great.
Yes, and for this, I think there is a greater need to involve science academies which work to enhance gender equality in STEM. Use international cooperation in STI. It is based on a framework which ensures that there is a gender balance in research teams, gender balance in decision making, and a gender dimension is captured in the research content itself. So, and which they consider like it's important for reaching the sustainable development goals. So I think it's beginning, and we need to rethink our in science diplomacy efforts and how to bring this forward, like addressing the SDG goals and obviously SDG 5.
Yeah, certainly. I think science diplomacy can initiate international partnerships, and we can tackle this problem, which is not restricted to one country. It's a global challenge.
Yeah.
Gender parity is a concern for everybody. So I guess that's what we can hope for on this day.
Yes, yes, we are already witnessing a change, and there has been efforts to increase diversity and to reduce gender imbalances. So we can just hope to witness further change in similar direction. And it's really great that we discussed this today, and we hope to have more such conversations. We
True.
thank you. So happy International Women's Day to you and to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.